Welcome to the 29th floor. Today we're talking about the business of space. Joining me is Fast Company Senior Editor Jason Feifer. Jason, last week was a horrendous time for the commercial space industry, maybe the worst week ever. There were two crashes. First, an unmanned rocket taking supplies to the International Space Station. And then second, a crash involving Virgin Galactic, the first spaceship designed to take tourists into space. One of the pilots was killed. It was a real tragedy. And these sort of incidents, they could really set the industry back right now. I'm curious, is this the ultimate test for innovation?
That is a really lofty question, and I feel like, though, for right now, it sort of is, because the space industry shares a lot of DNA with the startup industry, and that is a world where we lionize risk-taking, and we lionize failure, and we lionize gigantic ambitions. And you have to wonder, at some point, can that mentality move outside of the cute world of apps, where it's great to run through apps that totally fail, and move into something far bigger and far more dangerous? What is going to happen to those people that had paid to stand on a waiting list to go up in that first rocket with Virgin Galactic?
Right, there's 700 people who have signed up and paid $250,000 to Richard Branson to fly up and experience weightlessness in space for just a short time and then come back. What it could really do is jeopardize the second part of the business, which is the real innovation. It is what Branson talks about. It's space travel. It's being able to reach anywhere on the globe, go halfway around the globe in like 40 minutes. That's transformative.
It is. It's amazing, and I really want to live in that world. But to get there, you need those people to stay in line after a gigantic disaster like this. So if we move into a place where we can only send cargo up into space, because that's the only thing that people will pay for, we've just lost a big part of our potential future, right? You need people to pay for this service, because if they don't, the service disappears, and that is the scary part about moving space into the private market.
Right. So have we seen this with other modes of transportation? I mean, certainly every time we venture as human beings to try something new, we're taking on a great risk.
That's right. And I don't want our conversation in any way to be read as, well, we should not consider going into space. I mean, we should have with the government, and we should now as well. And I think that it's important to look back into history and see, well, how did people respond as we started going faster and faster and faster? And so I looked up, I found this great quote from a publication in 1825 called the Quarterly Review. I've just got to read it to you.
All right, let's hear it.
What can be more palpably absurd than the prospect held out of locomotives traveling twice as fast as stagecoaches? Can you believe that? We trust that Parliament will, in all railways it may sanction, limit the speed to 8 or 9 miles per hour, which is as great as can be ventured on with safety. And so 8 or 9 miles per hour, if that is where we capped in 1825 our society's ability to move, I did a little math, 238,000 miles to the moon, and at 9 miles per hour, that would take us 3 years to get there. And of course, they would have had to build a railroad to the moon.
That's true, and they would have never done that.
No.
Jason, this has been great. This is a really important conversation given what happened last week. Thanks for sitting down to talk about it.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on the 29th floor. We want to know what you think about the business of space. Send your thoughts to the hashtag 29th floor. See you next time.